guys, welcome back to my channel. Today we are going to be talking about the Sephora sale. I know I am a little bit late in true Mandy Lee fashion, but I've been thinking about this. I debated whether or not I should do one of these recommendation videos because there's so many out there and I wasn't even sure if I myself was going to participate in the sale. But I did pick up a couple things yesterday, which I will mention at the end of the video. And I thought, you know what? Why don't I share with you guys the current top 10 things from Sephora that I'm actually using. So these are my most current favorites. Now, some of these aren't new. Some of these I've had for a while, but they have stood the test of time. A couple of them are a little bit newer as far as like newer releases. Just overall, what do I think is worth spending your money on while there is a sale going on? So that's what we're going to be doing today. I'm wearing most of these products on my face right now. A couple of them I do have some dupes for. As we get into it, I'll kind of flag those items in case you are interested in saving some money rather than splurging on the high-end stuff. But hopefully there will be something in here for everybody. Before we get into all of the goodies though, I want to wish my new visitors a special welcome today. Please consider subscribing to my channel and make sure that your notifications are turned on. And with that said, let's jump right into it. All right, so I have just 10 items here. I narrowed it down to 10. There are some things that didn't quite make the list that I still really love. I mean, I have all kinds of high-end favorites that I've tried over the years that I wouldn't not recommend, but these are the ones I've been using the most, especially in the last like 6 to 8 months. So why don't we start with some face products? The first thing that I recommend is the Glow Recipe Watermelon Dewdrops. I've been talking about these for quite a while now. They're just so very lovely and hydrating. I know that they've been around forever. In fact, I was very late to the party on these. I mean, people have been talking about this product for years and years, and it took me a long time to decide to splurge. In fact, I think what actually ended up happening is I got a sample of this in either a birthday gift or as like a, you know, you can add the 2 free samples to your Sephora order. It may have been something like that. I ended up getting a sample, trying it out, and realizing how incredibly soft and supple this made my skin feel, and I love it for a primer or prep step for any foundation, particularly during the colder months when my skin is extra dry. This is one of the most hydrating products that really softens up my skin and gets it ready for foundation to go on nice and smoothly. I have drugstore primers that I think are hydrating and nice, but this is by far the most serum-like and like softening of any primer that I own. It's technically not a primer. It is a serum, but it works great underneath foundation. I also wanted to mention the LYS Triple Fix Serum Foundation. I love this foundation. It's very dewy. I would say if you have oily skin, this might not be a good foundation for you, but this is just a very lovely foundation. It looks beautiful on my skin. I am wearing it on my skin today. By the way, the shade that I use is MN3, which is a perfect shade match for me when I have a little bit of self-tanner on. In the wintertime, if I'm not doing any self-tanning, I will add just a little bit of a lighter foundation to this because it can be just a touch dark for me, but it's great for any other time of year in summertime. This is such a good foundation. And one thing, and in particular about this brand, the LYS brand at Sephora, their products are actually quite affordable. So if you can get them for 15 to 20% off during the sale, it just makes them that much more affordable to where they almost compete with drugstore prices. I believe this foundation alone is $24. You get a full ounce. It's a great formula. I just love this stuff. It looks so good on my skin. As long as I'm not touching my face, it doesn't tend to break apart or look oily in spots. It's just a very nice, medium coverage, slightly glowy finish foundation. It's wonderful. And by the way, the packaging is incredible, especially for the lower price point. Great pump on this thing, very controllable. It's a nice glass bottle. Just a great foundation for a really good price, especially on sale. I do have a concealer I wanted to mention, the Natasha Denona High Glam Concealer. I generally don't fall deeply in love with concealers from Sephora because I have so many drugstore concealers that I really love that it's just one of those products that if I have something from the drugstore that's going to work for me, I would almost rather just pick up 2 shades of a good drugstore concealer, get a little bang for my buck rather than trying out some Sephora brand concealers. But I did try this out a while back when she came out with the High Glam Face Palette. I got the face palette with this thing as well. And I didn't dislike it when I first tried it, but I thought it was just a decent concealer, but I have been using this thing a ton. It is a great formula. It's a high medium coverage. I would say it's very, very creamy. It sits very nice on the skin, easy to blend. I use the shade Y4, which is the perfect shade match for me on the perimeter of my face, which is probably why I reach for this so often. There's just something about getting a concealer shade just perfect that makes it more effective to be used as a concealer, even more so I would say than the concealer formula is getting the shade right. So when you have one that is just perfect right out of the bottle, it's just so convenient, and that's kind of, I think, the biggest reason that I really love this concealer. I mean, this is definitely one of my most used Sephora purchases. Okay. Let's talk about some eyeshadows. So if there ever was a time to pick up a Natasha Denona eyeshadow, you guys knew I was going to talk about Natasha Denona, did you not? Now is the time when there's the sale going on. So I have two options for you, one mini and one full size. For the full size palette, if you want to take advantage of the 20% off or 15% off. So if you are looking to try out a larger Natasha Denona palette, maybe you've been saving up for a while because they are pricey, but you know I love them. The one I would most recommend if you're a neutral gal or if you're just not sure where to start is, of course, the I Need a Nude palette. This is such a lovely palette. She has other ones that I love as well. I love the I Need a Warm and the Golden palette if you like your kind of warmer nudes. Those are beautiful. If you like cooler tones, I'd recommend the Glam palette. That one's even cooler than this one. But if you just like something very basic that has a touch of pink in it, a touch of cool tones in it, and then some beautiful lid shimmers. Oh, this thing is glorious. Now, there is a dupe out there, so I don't want you to feel like if you don't have 65 or I guess 20% off, $65 in your pocket or in your wallet right now, Alter Ego makes a very good dupe for this one. So I'm gonna link that down below for you guys as well, just in case me talking about this so highly kind of gives you a little bit of like FOMO or envy, I guess. There is another option out there, but if you're looking for a time to splurge, this would be the time to do it, and this would be the palette to do it on, in my opinion. But I wanted to bring up another mini palette from her that is a little bit older and I feel like is a little bit underrated, but it's one of my favorite ones. I am wearing on my eyes today, and I was just reminded again today how beautiful this mini palette is. It's the Mini Biba. This one, I was looking at the Sephora website seeing which mini palettes were available on there. There are some others on there that I would recommend as well. The Mini My Dream is fantastic. That one is a little bit more cool tone. This is much more warm and peachy. But man, you guys, if you aren't afraid of peachy warm tones, it's so beautiful. I just love this eye look. And I have to say, this shimmer shade in the center right here is maybe the prettiest lid shimmer that she's ever done. This is the shade Blaze Nude. And honestly, after wearing this today, there's part of me that's like, I need to go and see if I can buy another one of these because I don't ever want to run out of this shade because it's so, so pretty. It's just the perfect kind of, I don't know, it's kind of pink, kind of peach, kind of bronzy. It's not too light or too dark. It's brightening without it being overly icy or like, whoa, you have like white eyeshadow all over your eyes and I can hardly look at you because it's so bright. It's a little more subtle than that, but it is shiny and glorious and just beautifully brightening. It's lovely. I feel like this is a shade that would look good on absolutely anyone, regardless of what age you are, what skin tone you are. It is beautiful. Another thing I love about this palette, and I think it's the only mini palette where she has done this, is she put one of her cream to powder formulas in here, which you guys know I love. I'm always talking about this creamy matte eyeshadow formula that if you have older eyelids, that little bit of hydration as you're blending it just makes it blend like a dream. I feel like it adds something special to your eye look. And they don't crease on me. Honestly, such a good underrated little palette. And it's $27, and if you can get it on sale, get a little bit closer to that $20 price, I think it's totally worth it. Let's talk about a couple of cheek products. One is a highlighter that has been around for a long, long time. I've had mine for about 4 years, and I picked mine up at a discount store, like a Marshall's. So this product has been around for such a long time. It's from Laura Mercier. It's her Matte Radiance Baked Powder in Highlight 01. So this is a very expensive highlighter. It is $49, but you guys, if I had to pick one highlighter to use for the rest of my life, this might be in the running for my all-time favorite highlighter because it just is such a perfect formula. It's a little bit more natural looking than some other like intense formulas that I do love, but as I'm getting older, I feel like I'm gonna start phasing out of those because they're just not gonna work for my aging skin for much longer. Maybe that's not true, but this is such a forgiving formula. It's a little bit more soft and sheer, but the color of it is very impactful, so you definitely still get that same highlight effect, but it's just a little bit more natural looking. I've mentioned this before, but the formula of this reminds me just a tiny bit of the Essence Pure Nude highlighter. It's a little bit more sheer, it's a little bit more smoothing, it doesn't emphasize texture, it doesn't have any glitter particles in it, but I think I like this one even more, which you would hope because it's so much more expensive than the $5 Essence highlighter, but it's a great highlighter. Honestly, when I'm not really wanting to think about my makeup or I'm wanting to do something a little bit more natural, but I also don't want it to not show up, this is the highlighter I will reach for the most. I use it all the time. Even if it's not in my current like Shop My Stash drawers, I will pull it out of my drawers all the time because it's just one of my very favorite highlighters to use. It always looks great. Whether I'm fair or tan, it's just a beautiful color and formula that just is so stunning. It's beautiful. And you can kind of use it with a lighter hand and get a sheer effect, or you can layer it up and get a little bit more impact if you want. It's so great. I highly recommend this, and if you can get it on sale, this is the time to pick it up. All right, next up I had to mention the Haus Labs blushes. So today I'm wearing French Rosette, which I think is still my favorite one. I do love this other one I picked up a few months ago, Hibiscus Haze as well. These, I don't know what it is about these, you guys. I typically am kind of in this phase where I prefer a cream blush, but there is something about these that's just so beautiful on your cheeks. They're a little bit more pigmented, but they blend and go on so easy and smoothly that they just, I feel like they instantly make me look like I am 20 years old and I just got done running outside. I mean, they look so pretty. The colors are perfect. By the way, this is the one I'm wearing today. This is the, what is it called? Hibiscus Haze. It's a little bit more cool and pink. I love them both, but if you like warm tone, I'd go with the French Rosette. If you like a cooler tone blush, go with Hibiscus Haze. She has some other colors that all look kind of scary, honestly, to me. I mean, they're all very pigmented. Even these, when I first opened them, I thought, whoa, those are like, those colors are pretty intense, but man, you guys, they just, if you are a blush person, I am telling you, these are some of the prettiest blushes I've ever tried. I don't know what it is about them. There's something just stunning about these that is so impressive to me. I love them. Every time I use them, I feel like my cheeks look extra pretty that day. Okay, the last three things I have to mention for you guys are lip products. First off, let's talk about a lip liner. So this is Natasha Denona's I Need a Nude lip liner in the shade Clio. I kind of wanted to mention the I Need a Rose lip liner in Calla because I actually think I like that shade just a tiny bit more, but that one's currently out of stock. But this one is also a fantastic color and formula. I love the Natasha Denona lip liner formula. It's so incredibly long wearing. It's so smooth and creamy, but it's also like stiff and heavy enough that it's not a formula that's gonna feather into your lines. If you have a lot of vertical lines on your lips, it's just a really good budge-proof formula. The only thing that would make these better, in my opinion, is if they were retractable, because I always, every time I have to sharpen one of these, I feel, I don't know, all that good product that was expensive, like seeing it be sharpened and go to waste just gives me a little bit of anxiety, but I forgive it with these because I think the formula is so good. Okay, the next lip product I had to share with you guys is probably the most used thing since like December that I have had in my bag with me at all times. I had to go grab it to bring it back down here, and it is Summer Fridays Lip Butter Balm in the shade Cherry. This stuff is so incredible. I did want to warn you though, or give you a like foreshadowing of a video to come. I think I have found a dupe for this. Even the smell of the dupe is the same. So stay tuned very soon for a ColourPop video that I have coming your way. But that said, I can't deny that I have been using this thing like crazy. It feels like mine is more than half empty because I have this in my purse at all times. It's one of the few products that as my lips get older, I get very self-conscious that I always need like a lip liner before I put on a lip gloss because I just am losing all the natural color and shape to my lips as I'm getting older. But this gives me such good natural cherry color that it just looks so natural on my lips. I don't even feel like I need a lip liner. It's just the easiest product. Just throw on your lips and know that they're gonna look good without having to worry or fuss too much. I absolutely love it. Even my daughter-in-law recently, I noticed, had this in her purse and was raving about it. And I don't think she got the recommendation for me. I think this was like of her own accord. And then I was at church a couple weeks ago and I saw a girl in front of me pull this out of her bag. So I feel like everyone loves this product. I don't know. There's like, I have this part of my personality that's a little bit non-conformist. And so sometimes I just get kind of bugged when there's like a trend that takes off like wildfire. Like I don't want to be a part of that trend, but I can't not be a part of this trend because the product is actually so good. Okay, the last thing I have to share or recommend for you guys is actually not even down here. I left it up in my bedroom because I use this every night, and it is the Laneige Lip Sleeping Mask. This is another product that I was way late to the party on. I actually first tried out the lip sleeping mask like 3 or 4 years ago, but I left it down here in my makeup room. I didn't actually use it at bedtime. And as I've gotten older and I'm finding more and more that not just are my lips lined and dry all the time, but nothing stays on my lips overnight except for that. That is the only lip product that I will put on my lips at 9 or 10 or 11 o'clock at night. And when I wake up the next morning, even if I have like a little bit of congestion, I'm kind of like mouth breathing all night, where your lips, you know how your lips get really dry when you're a little bit congested and you can't breathe through your nose. I can still feel that lip product because it's so thick and kind of waxy. It does not wear off of your lips during the night, and I love that because I feel like it really is giving my lips a protective barrier. It keeps them from getting so dry to where they'll get like, if I sneeze or if I make like a quick movement or something, I'll get like a little crack in my lips that's so painful. That doesn't happen as long as I'm using that sleeping mask. It does wonders for my lips. So if you suffer from dry lips overnight and you have not tried the lip sleeping mask at nighttime, do it. I highly recommend it. I've been trying to find a dupe for something that's that good. I picked up a couple things on Amazon and drugstores to try to find something that lasts as well overnight as that thing does, and I have not yet found one. So if you guys have a dupe for this lip sleeping mask from Laneige, let me know what that is down below because I'd love to find a more affordable option. And with that, you guys, those are all of my top 10 most used products from Sephora, my top recommendations. What do you guys think of my list? Were you surprised a few things weren't on here? There were a couple things that were like right there, a couple things from Charlotte Tilbury that I don't know, I couldn't quite rank them up in my most used currently, including her bronzer. I thought about the Lawless lip filler, the plumping lip balm filler and glaze that I love. That's actually up in my purse right now, but I just felt like this I've used a lot more recently in some of these other products. So those were kind of like runners up. I would love to know what you guys are interested in picking up from the sale. Do you have a recommendation for me? I may, as I said, dip back in and buy one or two more things. So if you do have a recommendation, let me know what that is down below. Thank you guys so much for watching today. I hope you guys are all doing well. Let me give you one final reminder. If you have not yet subscribed, please do that before you leave, and I hope to see you all in my next video. Bye. I can't remember if this sell, if they do the 15, depending on like what status you are. I equally like am disappointed when I don't qualify for the higher status, but if I do get to Rouge, I'm kind of disgusted with myself that I spent so much money on makeup, and that's coming from someone that actually does like YouTube makeup videos. And still, I feel a little bit gross when I know how much money I've spent on makeup.